That's right, it's here, the official start of the new NBA season. I'm Ernie Johnson, excited to be here once again.
Got an electric crowd here at Toronto's Air Canada Centre, and we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day. In the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And joining us in a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. You can feel the energy here at Air Canada Centre. The Raptors looking to please their fans in this Eastern Conference matchup.
Here we go.
And it's going to be the Pacers off the tip. Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Russell Westbrook out there with Booker. Then there's Whiteside. Then it's Turner. And it's George in at the small forward position.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
And it worked to perfection, Clark, on that possession. We'll see how that plays out in terms of being a big part of their game plan.
Fade away. DeRozan's shot is good.
He's got so much junk in his trunk. He'll find a way to hurt you.
The thing about DeMar DeRozan, he came into the league fairly unpolished. Struggled to handle the ball. Created then his own shot. And but sometimes he would create for others too.
Yeah.
But he's settled down. You can see the growth.
Yeah, and that's the one thing. You could see the physical talent was there in terms of him playing the two. The question was, could he make the commitment mentally to become a great player? Well, from what he's done the last few years, I would have to say he's definitely been able to do that.
And Carroll gets it to go. First quarter, just over a minute played. Westbrook against Lowry. Westbrook kicks to Whiteside. Westbrook with it. The feed to Turner. Pass to Booker. Shot clock at 3. High post try. Hits the front of the rim and out. And here's Toronto. It's a 3-point game. DeRozan passes to Lowry. Back to DeRozan. Here's the 3. No good. And it's the Pacers taking it the other way. That's good for George on the assist by Booker. George has got his first 2 points of the night.
And I tell you what, anytime you get those easy ones, that basket starts to get bigger.
It's DeRozan with the drive. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And Toronto had a strong season against the East last year. They would end up with 33 wins against their own conference and earn that 4 seed in the East.
And the Raptors did play the other East teams well. Went 500 against the rest of the Eastern Conference playoff teams, too.
And despite that, we know the Raptors had a disappointing playoff run to end the year, but I thought they still showed that they are a power in the East by having another strong season against the conference.
Now, here's George. And it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, he's an extremely strong finisher. I'm surprised he wasn't able to power that through the defense.
Westbrook dishes to Turner. The 9-foot shot. And it's Toronto with the rebound. This game against Indiana, the first game of the NBA's regular season.
And they rolled over this team last season, beating them every time they faced off.
Not a lot of competition, really. I mean, they're playoff caliber and took care of business against a team that wasn't playoff caliber and maybe still isn't.
Westbrook against Lowry. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Valanciunas. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now here's Westbrook. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And Kevin, who says a point guard should look to pass first? I mean, not when you can finish like this fella.
Well, Clark, he wasn't going to give that opportunity up to a teammate.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's one he'll always take himself, and he should. I mean, you can't pass up that kind of opportunity or fun.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
I was able to speak with Dwayne Casey for a moment. We talked about their strategy on how to contain Russell Westbrook, and he told me that Russell's at his best in the open floor. To counteract that, they'll try to make sure they get back on defense in a hurry and limit his chances to get out in transition and start setting up his teammates or throwing down dunks. Neither is a good option for them.
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Westbrook following the miss by Kyle Lowry. And once again off the mark by Indiana. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Here's what Toronto's going with right now. Patterson, he's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Ross comes in for DeMar Carroll. Powell, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Kyle Lowry. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Booker.
Give your dance back some love, fans. Come on, give it up.
So it's Toronto now. Ross with it. George picks him up. Ross kicks to Patterson. 6 on the shot clock. Sullinger passes to Joseph. From 18 feet away. Tries again, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. They get Hassan Whiteside.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
The Pacers making a switch here. Mickey's checked in.
And really a fantastic season for Sullinger last year. Really made some leaps forward, but missed a lot of time still due to injury.
And Westbrook, here we go. And the shot is good. Westbrook's got his second bucket.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
Powell kicks to Joseph. Patterson up top. Sullinger the screen. Ross against George. Ross, that's good. Ross has got his first 2 points.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Up off the screen. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And guys, you talk about players who have that killer instinct. Russell Westbrook is right at the top of that list.
And you think, Greg, about Westbrook's killer instincts. You were alluding to that. It's very apparent at times. Players praise, and Clark, I think, fear him for just that characteristic alone.
Well, how about this, Kevin? Kobe Bryant said Westbrook has the same love for competition that he has. Whenever other guards are pulled, Westbrook is their worst matchup.
Here's Powell. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
And, you know, time will tell how big a factor that becomes in this game, guys, but if you're the coaching staff, it's certainly a point of emphasis.
Now, here's George. McCollum, no good. And here is Ross. Sullinger, the screen. Here's Joseph. Right through the D for the layup.
How about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
1:21 left to play here in the first. Outside Westbrook. Whiteside kicks to George. No good. And Toronto will come the other way. Now here's Ross. He dishes it to Joseph. There's a good screen. He kicks to Ross. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J. Now it's a 5-point Toronto lead. Here's Westbrook. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And who could forget the tear that Westbrook went on last season? I mean, after the All-Star break, it was just triple-double after triple-double for him.
Well, Greg, for Westbrook, as you were talking about him, the triple-double stretch included 4 in a row. He had 6 triple-doubles, Clark, in 8 games. He was sensational.
Yeah, it really was, Kevin. And what's even more amazing was that he was very close to a triple-double, even on the nights he didn't get one. Man, he's a guy who showed you what it means to carry a team.
Joseph with the ball. Westbrook picks him up. 23 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Ross kicks to Joseph. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot is good. 15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. McCollum with the ball. Foul on him. And the basket by McCollum.
And something we don't see nearly as much as we used to, the finger roll.
From deep, Westbrook with the block. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Raptors lead by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And power forward Patrick Patterson getting better every season. He said